Sync and Flow family, and welcome back to another episode. Today we are continuing our chat from last week, which was all about how to date like a goddess. So I spoke to you guys about the black cat theory. I spoke to you about receiving, the importance of being in your feminine energy, knowing your self-worth, putting yourself first, and inspiring his masculine through your capacity for your feminine self-worth. So today we're going to continue this conversation. If you haven't watched or listened to last week's episode, please go listen to that, as it gives a lot of really amazing context and information so that you can engage with this episode more deeply. So today we are going to speak about how you can become the black cat and make him obsessed with you, okay? I just have to preface that this is a conversation for heteronormative relationships, for relationships between men and women, and for anyone wanting to date men, as this is based on psychology around the male brain and how men and women's brains differ in relationships and romantic attraction and chemistry, okay? So last week I kind of touched on what is the black cat, and this week I want to go a lot more in depth into what is the black cat theory. And it really is a concept that suggests that when a woman steps into her power, she becomes more confident, she embraces her individuality, she becomes magnetic, she becomes empowered. It also makes her perceivably intimidating or in her bad bitch energy, because black cats historically have been, linked to mystery, superstition, and even danger, okay? The black cat theory is all about magnetism and mystery. A woman who fully embraces her authenticity, independence, and sensuality may naturally exude a magnetic aura that others don't fully understand, okay? This is all about becoming obsessed with yourself, and this is something I'm going to get into. It's also about being selective with who you share your energy with, selectively allowing people access to you. Black cats don't just allow anyone in their aura, don't just allow anyone to touch them. So we have to be super selective with who we allow access to us, okay? And this way we are able to look after our energy much better. And then it's also related to divine feminine power, because the symbolism of the black cat is related to witches, to intuition, to feminine mysticism, suggesting that this energy is ancient and powerful and not to be feared. This theory is used to empower women to embrace their inner black cat rather than to dim their light and fit into societal expectations. It aligns with concepts of feminine mystique, self-liberation, and breaking free from patriarchal conditioning. Okay, thanks ChatGPT for that little summary. We are now going to get into the juiciness of how you can become a black cat. Okay, so I've written out a few steps that are important when you want to become the black cat, that really empowers you to focus on yourself, for you to become self-obsessed, for you to become empowered, okay? I think so many of us in the dating space, us women, we become overly obsessed with the people we're dating, the people that we have crushes on. And this obsession actually is really unattractive because it pushes the people that we want away. Okay, it means that we put them on a pedestal and put ourselves below them, right? That is what obsession is. It's putting something or someone on a pedestal. And when we become the black cat, it's all about putting yourself on a pedestal, okay? It's about obsessing over yourself, and through that obsession, you become highly magnetic.
Like a project, like for a bit of business.
I'm just recording something.
Can I skip my AirPods?
Yeah, here we go.
Here we go. Say what, darling?
Okay, where were we? Sorry about that. Basically, you want to start by first removing your attention. Whoever you are obsessing or crushing over, first start by removing your attention. You have to draw your energy back to you. Your power has to come back to your center, because if you're pushing your power outwards, you are leaking energy. You are leaking your power. Okay? And this disempowers you, and it destabilizes you outside of your center. Okay, so first remove your attention. Stop thinking of him. Stop obsessing over him. Distract yourself. Okay, if you can't stop thinking about him or obsessing over him, distract yourself. Get a hobby. Find things to do to keep yourself busy so that you're not obsessing and thinking about him all the time. Okay, because when you are thinking of someone, you are literally sending energy their way, and you are depleting your own capacity for energy within. So this is really, really important, okay? Then the next part of step 1 is to become unbothered, okay? He doesn't call you, become unbothered. He doesn't text you, become unbothered. He doesn't notice you, become unbothered. You get attention from him, become unbothered. Don't allow small things to bother you. Like, he's not texting you, he's not doing this, he didn't ask you out, he didn't as long as the list goes on, okay? Like, you need to become so unbothered that there's nothing anyone can say or do or not say or not do that's going to disturb your peace, because your peace is your number one priority. And so as a black cat, you are magnetic because you are self-obsessed. And so you need to become unbothered by anything and everything that isn't your business, okay? You need to be unbothered. You need to be in a space where you have control and can manage your own emotional reactions. This is a huge part of it, okay? The black cat isn't the woman that's like freaking out and saying, why didn't you do this? And why didn't you do that? And you're such a lazy man. And why you should have cleaned and you should have cooked dinner. No. And why aren't you doing this? You know, like, men don't listen to us when we speak. In fact, they actually just blank out. They don't listen. The only thing that men respond to and listen to is actions, is no contact, is you withdrawing your energy. And this is why becoming unbothered is so fucking important, because it allows you to take full control over your emotional reactions, okay? And if something does trigger you, don't show him that you're triggered, okay? Be calm, be centered, be in emotional control. Like, obviously you can say to him, I'm disappointed, but don't freak out. Don't start crying. Don't get hysterical, okay? This is about being in your power. And if you need to get hysterical and cry, Go do that with your girlfriends. Go do that with your therapist. Do that on your own, okay? You need to, within the capacity of your relationship, have emotional control, have emotional mastery, have emotional intelligence. Because in fact, they've actually proved that if women overly process their emotions with men, it actually lowers men's testosterone, okay? So men aren't meant for us to be overly processing our emotions with them, okay? They are not emotional creatures. We are emotional creatures. And that's why you as a woman need to learn to manage your emotions and have self-regulational emotional release tools that you can do in your own time, that you can do with your therapist and your body workers and the people that can hold space for you at an emotional level. Your man is not the person to do that with, okay? I'm not talking about you going through a hard time in your life. I'm talking about when it comes to him and you, okay? Yes, of course, if you have a hard day at work, go talk to your man about it, go cry in his lap, whatever. You know, that's an external circumstance. But I'm talking about the internal relational dynamic, okay? You mustn't start crying at him not doing what he said he was going to do, okay? Because that makes him kind of see you as weak and as just not in your power, okay? And you want his respect. That is the ultimate part of being the black cat, is gaining his respect by you being in your power, by you being in your queen energy. Is the queen gonna cry and rant and rave in front of her king? No, she's not, okay? That's what she has her side ladies for, right? Okay, so the importance of self-mastery within the process of becoming, emotional self-mastery within the process of becoming the black cat cannot be more overly emphasized, okay? Step 2. Becoming so obsessed with yourself. This is so important. Stop obsessing over him. Stop obsessing over what he's going to think, what he's going to do, what he's going to say. How's he going to text me? No, quit that. Get the fuck out of your mind. Stop overthinking. Become so obsessed with yourself, okay? If you want men to become obsessed with you, you have to become obsessed with yourself first, okay? Even in a low-key narcissistic way. Like, you have to think that you are so fucking hot and worth $1 million and he's worth nothing, okay? You have to see yourself in that queen empowered energy. You have to become so self-obsessed, okay? A man said to me this morning, I love how sexy you find yourself. And I said, of course. Do you think I would be half as magnetic as I am if I do you think I would be as magnetic as I am if I wasn't obsessed with myself, if I didn't think I'm extremely sexy, if I didn't think I'm so fuckable, if I didn't look at myself in the mirror and say, what a hot bad bitch, you know, that is how I empower myself. That is how I affirm to myself. That is how I make sure that I am in my power, not only just on a surface level, external level, but also internally, right? I don't just call myself a hot bad bitch because I look it on the outside like, yes, that's the number one thing. But on the inside, I feel like a hot bad bitch, okay? And I make sure that I embody that energy on a daily basis. And how do I embody this bad bitch, sexy, goddess energy? I do my rituals and embodiment practices that help me to enhance my self-love, feminine energy, and sexual magnetism and sexual sensual power. Okay, this is so important. In order to stay in your feminine energy and keep your feminine energy topped up, you need to continue to regularly do your practices, your feminine embodiment practices, your meditations. You need to make sure that your nervous system is regulated, because if you're in a stressful, cortisol induced state in your nervous system and in your body, you're instantly going to go into your masculine. You're instantly going to go into your trauma response and start acting out of unhealthy coping mechanisms, unhealthy feminine, or even move into your masculine, stuck in your head, trying to figure everything out logically and forgetting that your power and your peace is coming from your body. Okay, this is so important, and this is why I prioritize self-love practices, dancing in front of the mirror naked on a daily basis. Okay, this is so important and highly underrated for cultivating hot girl energy, black cat energy. Okay, you need to self-source your feminine energy, because when you are coming from that overflowing space, your feminine energy is so full, your cup of feminine energy is so full, it starts to overflow. That is what makes you magnetic, because you don't need anyone, you don't rely on anyone, you're not looking for validation, you're not looking for that external need or approval. Okay, and that is what is fucking hot. Someone that doesn't need anyone, that doesn't rely on anyone, that is just so empowered in their independent truth, their independent power, their independent sexuality, their independent sovereignty, right? Like sensual sovereignty, sexual sovereignty. Okay, knowing that you only need yourself to turn yourself on. You don't need to rely on other people to make you feel good, to give you pleasure, to make you orgasm, to validate your sexiness and your self-worth. No. Hot girls and black cats, goddesses. Okay, these are all interchangeable terms. Black cat energy, hot girl energy, goddess energy. It's all the same damn thing. Okay, different coaches, different practitioners, different facilitators are going to be using different words. I kind of like to use all three. Right now I'm really vibing with goddess energy, right? I speak a lot about goddess energy. Okay, so you need to embody that high value woman energy. What does that mean? A high value woman empowers herself. She looks after herself. She goes to gym. She does her self-care. She eats well. She sleeps well. She nourishes herself. She gives herself what she needs. She doesn't wait for other people to give her what she needs. She goes out and gets what she needs. She provides for herself. She fills up her own cup on a regular basis. Okay? Another huge part of this is making an effort to present yourself to the world how you want to be perceived. If you want to be perceived as a hot girl, dress like a hot girl. If you want to be perceived like a goddess, dress like a goddess. If you want to be perceived as a black cat, dress like a black cat. Okay? Dress in a feminine way. Make your face nice. Dress in a classy way, get your nails done, wear jewelry, like have little things that help you to be in your feminine energy. And a huge thing is our appearance. Okay, like a huge thing that adds, obviously my feminine energy comes from within, but me getting my nails done and putting on makeup and having my jewelry and wearing really nice clothes that like suit my body type and enhance my curves, that helps me to feel just that much more sexy, just that much more sensual, just that much more empowered, just that much more embodied, because I look good and then I feel good. Okay, it's really important. When you look good, you feel good. When you feel good, you do good. Okay, so this is really important. This is the feminine superpower. Okay, feeling good, and I made a reel about this recently. feeling good as a gateway to you being in your feminine power, to you being in your highest expression, to you being in your authentic, self-sourced, expressional, personal power. Okay, so the way that you show up in the world, the way that you present yourself in public, whether you are on a date or whether you are just going to the mall or to the shops or wherever, never go out in tracksuit pants. Who the fuck does that? Do not leave the house in tracksuit pants. Please, if you are a self-respecting woman, do not leave the house in tracksuit pants. Okay, the only excuse you can make is if you're pregnant. That's when I'll give it to you. But even then, you should still want to look good, want to make yourself feel good. Okay? And yes, we don't always all have the energy for that. But that is the thing. When you're in your feminine energy, you want to make an effort for yourself. You want to make yourself look good. You want to make yourself feel good. Because you know that when you look good, you feel good. Okay? It's a cycle. It's a circle. Okay? And then step 3 is become the hot girl black cat who knows her worth. Don't chase, attract. Set the intention and put it out to the universe. Okay, if you want something to happen, don't run after it and make it happen and tell the guy you like him. No, just put it out to the universe and be like, okay, I'm manifesting that he asks me out. I'm manifesting that he approaches me. Just put it out to the universe and then let it go, okay? This is the part about manifestation that is so important. If you are overly attached to your outcome, you will not manifest it, because if you are overly attached, then that means that you need it. And if you come from a place of need, then you are coming from a space of lack, okay? And the universe does not reward people who are in a space of lack. The universe only rewards people who are in a space of abundance, okay? And that is important to remember, okay? A black cat is naturally in her abundance frequency because she knows that there are many men out there who want to take her out, who want to treat her well, who want to protect her, who want to provide for her, who want to look after her, right? If one man doesn't work out, she doesn't cry over it, and don't cry over spilt milk, because she knows that there are plenty other men out there who can make her feel good, who can help her, who can make her feel good, who can, be by her side, who can look after her, who can give her princess treatment, who can worship her, right? Because she knows that she is so magnetic because of her deep self-worth that she can literally get any man that she wants, okay? So set that intention, put it out to the universe, let it go. Then be flirty, be seductive, and be irresistible, okay? You don't need to overly charm. You don't need to overly flirt. It's about doing these things subtly, like subtle touches, subtle eye contact. Eye contact is a huge part of flirting. A huge part of connecting with someone in a deeper way is the eye contact. It's really, really important. Being seductive is just about being in your sensual body. It's about being embodied. It's about being in your power. It's about knowing that you are cute and you're flirty and you look good. And if you use your energy to your advantage, okay, then you will get what you want. You can seduce anything to come to you because you are irresistible to your desires. Your desires desire you just as much as you desire them. And this is why I teach womb healing as a foundation for feminine energy embodiment, because when you heal your womb, you activate more sensual power, more sexual power. And therefore being seductive and flirty and irresistible comes so naturally to you. Okay, because it's just part of being a sensually embodied woman, is being naturally flirty, is being naturally cheeky, is being naturally playful, right? It's this constant balance between dark feminine energy and light feminine energy. The light feminine energy being playful and cheeky and sweet and cute, right? But then the dark feminine energy is seductive and magnetic and can be a little bit like raunchy, maybe a little bit sexually provocative. You know, so it's about using these two light feminine and dark feminine energies to draw men towards you. Okay, remember, men are visual creatures, so the way that you look is so important, and this goes back to making an effort for you to dress well. Okay, men are visual creatures, and so it's really important that you look good, that you look approachable, that you look feminine. Okay, whatever that means to you, and that is up for you to figure out. Okay, it's not up for me to say, oh, this is how you must dress, you know, this is how you must look. No, you get to figure out, how does being feminine look and feel to you? Okay, yes, like you can wear tight clothing, you can wear a dress, you can wear a skirt, you can wear some heels, you can put some makeup on, but how you want to play within that is totally up to you. And that's why feminine energy is so amazing, because it's so diverse, it's so varied, and so there's no right or wrong way to be feminine. It's just about being embodied and being connected to your senses ultimately. Okay, so looking good to feeling good. Men are visual creatures. When you look good, you feel good. Men see you looking good, and then they want to come to you because you look good, but then you feel good, so then you become even more magnetic, and then they even want to come to you more. Okay, so that is super important. And then when you feel so good, you become magnetic and you become irresistible. And then, you know, when you open your mouth, you become even more irresistible, because you're cheeky and you're flirty and you're cute, and, you know, you can have a little bit of banter and you can make jokes and you don't take yourself too seriously. Okay, I think this is like a really unattractive quality in women, is when they're taking themselves too seriously, when they're not confident, when they're nervous, when they're like, is he gonna like me? Is he not gonna like me? I don't know. Like, self-doubt is like really, really unattractive. And so this is why it's so important that you do the deep inner healing work, so that you can heal the blockages and heal the energetic and emotional trauma that is causing your self-doubt, that is causing your lack of confidence, that is causing you to be more in your masculine than in your feminine energy. Okay, because being in your masculine energy as a woman is a little bit of a trauma response, actually. Okay, like, yes, there's certain times when we need to be more in our masculine than in our feminine, but then, you know, we can switch in and out. But women that are permanently in their masculine energy, it is a trauma response, and it's also a symptom of being on hormonal birth control, because that shuts down your womb and it disconnects you from your feminine body, from your feminine energy. Okay, then it's really important that when you are engaging with men, you give a little bit and then you pull back your energy. You give a little bit and then you pull back. You give a little bit and then you pull back. Okay, you be flirty and forward and a little bit, you know, straightforward, and you say what you feel and you say what you want, and, you know, like, being authentic and being upfront is like really sexy. Okay, I'm not saying go out and tell your crush straight up, hey, I like you. No, that's weird. That's gonna make him feel awkward. But like, you can be overly flirty. You can make sexual jokes. You can say, you know, things that may be a little bit overboard, but then it's like kind of cute because it's coming out your mouth, and, you know, he's going to think about it and be like, oh, she was quite brave to say that out loud, right? And then you give a little bit and then you pull back your energy, okay? And so what is this? I mean by you don't text first, okay? So if you hang out with a man and you go on a date, let him text you. You lean back. Let him do the work. Let him do the thing. Let him come to you, okay? If you're always filling that gap, texting him first, making plans, saying the thing first, walking first, pulling out your own chair, like opening the door, like, no, he's not going to have space to come to you if you're doing that all the time. So you need to just relax, lean back, and do less so that he can do more. And this is the secret, okay? Give yourself, open your heart, show yourself to him in a vulnerable way, or an honest way, or an authentic way, and then pull your energy back, and you'll see this will make him think about you and text you. It'll make him listen to a song and be like, oh, I should send her this song. It will make him want to do so much more for you, okay? And then I already spoke a lot about being self-obsessed, but I'm going to repeat this again because it's really fucking important. Okay, you need to be high-key obsessed with yourself, low-key narcissistic about it, okay? You need to be obsessed with yourself because that is what makes you magnetic. A feminine woman that is utterly obsessed with herself is highly magnetic to her desires, to her manifestations, to opportunities, to pleasure, to money, and to men, okay? Knowing that you can have anything you want, knowing that you can have anyone you want, that confidence also makes you magnetic. A self-obsessed woman is extremely confident in her own capacity to manifest. A self-obsessed woman is extremely confident in her capacity to date any man that she has her eyes on, okay? So this is really important, is to have this almost delusional level of self-confidence. And I'm sure you guys know about the internet trends of Delulu is the Salulu, okay? I hope you're not hearing this for the first time now, but if you are, welcome to the Delulu Club. This is the club of the Delulu girlies who, like me, have unwavering faith in themselves and confidence in themselves and their capacity for success, that it almost becomes a little bit delusional, okay? So, babe, make sure that you are keeping yourself busy, okay? Focus on yourself. Go to yoga. Get a hobby. Become obsessed with yourself. Become obsessed with your growth. Become obsessed with your self-development. Become obsessed with your healing. Become obsessed with your career. Become obsessed with your business. Become obsessed with success, okay? Success within your capacity. The only person that is your competition is you, okay? Men are competitive with each other. Women, it's healthy for us to be competitive with ourselves. We're not competitive with each other, although toxic femininity will say otherwise. But healthy feminine women are competitive with no one else but themselves, okay? And this is why you need to be in your feminine energy when you're with your man, because if you're in your masculine energy, then you're going to compete with him. Your masculine energy is going to be competing with his masculine energy, and you don't want that. You want your man to be in his masculine so you can be in your feminine, and vice versa, so that he can protect and provide for you, okay? Stop letting men, boys, live rent-free in your head. Okay, I'm going to say that again. Stop letting boys live rent-free in your head. if you find yourself obsessing over someone who isn't obsessed with you, you need to get a hobby. You need to distract yourself. You need to start a business or do something, babe, because you are wasting your time. You're wasting your energy, okay? I'm all for mutual obsession, okay? In fact, I do believe that the man needs to be just a little bit more obsessed with the woman than the woman is with the man, because that is a healthy black cat energy. A woman who's in her healthy black cat energy, the man will be in his golden retriever energy and he will chase her, okay? He needs to be 51% obsessed with her and she needs to be 49 obsessed with him, okay? So he needs to be just a little bit more obsessed with you. He needs to chase you. He needs to do the work to get you, okay? You need to be unbothered. You need to be so empowered that you become unapproachable and are intimidating to weak men, okay? And this is how you separate the boys from the men, okay? You need to be intimidating to boys, but alluring and magnetic and seductive to men, okay? And this is what separates the men from the boys. Men are obsessed and highly seduced by powerful, confident, black cat energy woman, goddess energy, right? Boys go for insecure girls. Boys are intimidated by black cat women, are intimidated by goddesses. And that's how you know, right? That is truly how you know. So if a man is not, doing, like, chasing you and being who you want, and you're embodying everything I've just spoken about, he's probably in his boy energy, babe. He's probably stuck in his immature masculine. And then you probably don't want him anyway, okay? So just remember, sometimes it's not you, it's them. Like, you need to be able to hold your self-worth and know that, like, if one thing doesn't work out, it doesn't fucking matter. Like, thank God that person just prepared you for the next person, okay? You learned your lesson and now that was a mistake and now it's done, right? So don't become too attached to the people that you're dating, okay? There's a healthy level of attachment. And I've kind of been working with this feel deeply, but attach lightly, okay? You can feel deeply and you can share deep love with someone, but don't become overly attached that you become codependent. Because as soon as you become codependent, that's when you as the woman move into your golden retriever energy, okay? And you start putting your man on the pedestal, when in fact, for a healthy relationship with no resentment, with him pursuing you, with him getting you flowers, with him spoiling you, with him taking you out for dinner, with him taking masculine initiative in your relationship, which is what you want as a feminine energy being, as a feminine energy woman, okay? You need to be in your black cat energy. You need to be empowered. You need to be in your healthy, feminine, bad bitch, black cat, goddess energy. Okay? So I hope that helps you. If a reminder, if you enjoyed this episode, make sure to go listen to part 1. It's the previous episode before this. If you enjoyed this episode, please don't forget to rate the podcast, give it 5 stars, like, subscribe on YouTube. If you're watching on Instagram, please share this with your friends if you found it interesting. And yeah, I will see you in the next one. Sending so much love to all my fellow black cats out there. Okay, this These tips are truly based on psychology. It doesn't just come out of nowhere. This is all based on psychology. It's not just a woo-woo concept. It's all based on psychological concepts around how the male brain works in comparison to the female brain. And this is what's really important to learn about this stuff, is because women often think that men think like women, and men often think that women think like men. And in fact, we don't think at all the same. We're completely different, from our biology to our hormones to our thinking processes to our emotional processes to literally everything. And so when you learn this knowledge, it truly empowers you as a woman. It truly gives you the tools and the capacity to be in your power, because you finally start to understand how to get what you want in your dating life without self-sacrificing, without getting taken advantage of, while having boundaries, while having standards, while having expectations, okay? And remember, the right man, if he wanted to, he would. The right man will meet you where you want to be met, where you need to be met. The right man will never ask you to compromise. The right man will always try to give you as much as he can, whether it's in the form of physical gifts, pleasure, money, attention, adoration. Don't ever let a man tell you you are too much. Okay, if a man tells you you are too much, tell him to go find less, okay? Because there is a man out there for you who's going to match your needs, who's going to match your level of self-awareness, and has gone to therapy and has worked on himself and takes self-responsibility, okay? And has worked on his shit, okay? And so this is why I empower you through this work that I do, because the more you heal yourself, and you heal your relationship to your feminine energy, you don't even need to go seek out the healthy masculine men. They will come to you. And this is the empowering part about being in your black cat energy. You are magnetic as fuck. You can stand still and the men will still come to you, because that is how polarity works, okay? The feminine is there and the men come to her. Like I said in last week's episode, the sperm swim to the egg does not swim to the sperm, okay? We have to remember this, okay? I love you all, and if you got a lot from this episode, please send me a DM on Instagram and tell me how much you loved it. Share it with your friends, take a screenshot, post it on your stories. I would love to hear from you. Okay, sending so much love. Let me know if you want more Goddess Energy episodes. Mwah.